couple of investors and everything. One of the things that you highlighted was the difference between what tier one nations get on an annual basis versus what Africa gets to share.
It's true.
Is there any hope for that to improve, increase, for us to, because you have about 30 plus nations to deal with, but then you find that the budget that's given to Africa is less than even for one tier one nation.
Oh, no, it's true. I mean, the total budget for Africa is about $2 million. So how do you do $2 million into 6, 8 plus competitions and encourage everybody to participate? You don't.
Okay.
I think part of the issue, though, is that I'm not a great believer in aid.
Okay.
And as I talk with my colleagues on the executive board, I'm saying, let us be honest about our own realities. If you want to teach us to fish rather than giving us fish, then we need to change the models upon which we operate.
Yeah.
Give us access to different markets. Give us access to people who sponsor with you. Raise initial funding so that we know in 2 or 3 years' time we reduce the funding back to yourselves. It can be done. The fact that I'm in Uganda shows it can be done. And we were in Ghana last year, it could be done. Mauritius put on an extraordinary show. And Morocco did exactly the same. So we need more countries like Uganda, like Morocco, like Ghana, etc. Then it is that we can actually invest more in the game.
Okay. And one of the things that I did note, and many people perhaps have a question about, as yourself, the president, and of course your team at Rugby Africa, managing interests, looking at, of course, some of the bigger nations, the Namibia, South Africa, Kenya, and then you have some of the developing nations like Rwanda, DR Congo. All of them have different interests, different levels of progression, different support. How do you balance that out?
It's tough because Rugby Africa cannot, beyond a point, give out. And as I said, coming from a football background, we try to encourage the presidents of federations to look internally.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be saying, oh, what is Rugby Africa doing for us? We can provide guidance, we can provide governance issues, legislative issues, we can referees and match officials, but they should be in a position where they can raise sponsorship domestically, where they can go back to their governments and look to put on tournaments and that kind of thing.